Hello, everyone. Welcome to Speed Game 5 to our randomized daily race. Today we got Open Booth. And on restream today, we got Specs, Arya Star 2942, Zeke Highwind, and Cantos. And I am Excalibur, and we have Artaro and Pip handling all the buttons, getting all the icons lighted up for us. So yeah, we just got plain old open boots, 3 standard, 7 open, 7/7, 7 crystals, get 7 crystals to defeat Ganon. The only extra things we start with boots, so I don't think anybody will be complaining about that. And we are on our way here. A little bit of a split already, and nothing much in Link's house, but the Sank has a cape, so it's probably not one of those things you ever want to see, the early cape. And early map check, it looked like a pendant in Eastern, I believe, and a couple of regular crystals. We have a bit of a divergence. Actually, a few people going to Eastern. Oh, it's Powder. Okay, Green Pendant and TR. So I guess I'm not going to be too surprised if we see like an early Ice Rod or something. Alright, that's a nice tree pull on Cantos. We're getting looked like 8 bomb drops, so well stocked for Kakariko exploration. Oh, what is that? Oh boy, that did not look good on the lumberjack there. Yeah, it's already a lot of divergence. Everybody going all different routes at this point. Just want to make sure on that. Nope. Specs didn't even see what the top of it. Well, probably maybe on their end. Okay, Zeke already going into Eastern. Okay, this is interesting. It's Eastern Scout, Pendant Eastern. So let's see what that turns out. So just want to confirm that was the fire rod on the lumberjack. It's kind of hard to see on the videos here, but now, granted, TR is a pendant. It kind of depends what Skull Woods will be. All right, early Moon Pearl in back of Blind's house. Eastern, I don't think has landed anything so far. Looking like a fairly dry start, just little bits of money in most of these early checks. Kakariko, just besides Moon Pearl's been pretty dry so far. Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to get some goods. So back of the chicken house there, the mirror. That's probably good for like quick exits and all that. And well, Zeke having a little bit of trouble. I don't think was able to get the switch press there. And yeah, I'm not sure if there was anything in Eastern. That looked pretty empty there, actually. So I mean, sometimes I've actually seen that Eastern play work. That Kakuri goes completely empty, and then Eastern has like a lot of the progression. So there are times that it does pay out. This time it's actually really kind of didn't matter where you went because it's not much to work with at this point. Okay, Uncle dropping a nice stash of money. There's okay, one of the spots. Guess you can call it a vanilla lamp. That's one of the spots for it. So at least stuff like Dark Cross, various dark rooms, not gonna cause any issues. You don't have to stumble around the rooms. Alright, so in the dam, the guy Specs picking up a glove. So just need either a hammer or the other glove to get Dark World access. Although, granted, the lumberjack you're still gonna have to think about, but I think you probably want to at least get Dark World scouting because you probably want to see what pedestal holds. Oh, not a pedestal. The Dark World, so Skull Woods. You see what Skull Woods holds, and then you have to take out aggro, not. Alright, so Gina with nothing. I think even the front of Escape, I don't even know if that's had anything so far. Okay, Arya Stark with that glove. I don't believe that the drained swamp had anything. Okay, back of Escape. Really nothing there. Yeah, so I believe yeah, small key in the back, so that gives I guess logical access to the front of Escape. Yeah, so Zeke seeing that with yeah, I believe a fire rod on the lumberjack, so it's really not what you want to see. And I mean, even if that was an ice rod, that'd be really terrible because you don't know if you have to deal with a TR or Trinex or not. Alright, so mini Moldorm Cave with a mushroom, blue mail, and lots of money. Okay, blue mail, nobody's gonna turn down early on. And, actually the mushroom they can just straight up turn in because they have powder. And Specs getting that last little scrap of money to make sure you got Zora money covered. Alright, Ice Rock Cave. Anything in here? Nope. Yeah, so at this point, everybody is just basically running through other people's checks that they've already done. So probably gonna be at least a little bit of convergence at some later on. Alright, so the island with just a bottle, I'm probably not going to care too much about that, because I kind of doubt that's going to be their first bottle they find. A decent chance they're going to find another bottle somewhere, but, I mean, they got mirrored. If they can find flippers somewhere, then if by some chance they don't have a bottle yet, they can go pick that one up. Alright, so yeah, so library had nothing. Okay, so Specs into Waterfall out of logic. Okay, so that's interesting. That's a hammer in the waterfall case, so that is flippers locked. Now, granted, it may not change much because you might still have to take out Aga for that fire rod. But it does at least give full Dark World access, so you can do a lot of exploration and see what you might need later on. Okay, Zora, nothing. Just a shield. Arya Stark and Kanto's just falling just a little bit behind. Yeah. Kanto's finishing up the Zora check, and Arya is going to be should be getting their hammer just a bit. Okay, so should get a Dark World check. That is a red crystal in Skull Woods. Well, there we go. East Town with the other pendant, and I believe Swamp was the other red crystal. Okay, Hide Cave giving us, well, I think just a sword and not much else, but at least you got a sword. That was almost a 0 out of 10 cave if you didn't have that sword there, because the rest of it was just trash. Okay, so Specs are ready into the Dark World to be doing their bit of scouting. Cave 45, nope, nothing there. Oh, hey, that's a nice second sword right there. Stumpy free sword. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out the logic here, because you don't have logical Aga access. You technically don't have logical Dark World access without flippers. They do have Death Mountain access for Spec Rock. I'm wondering if that's like the only logical checks they have left. Actually, is just the front of Death Mountain. Alright, not much on digging game, just a little bit of money. Kanto's picking up their sword. Mushroom had nothing. Okay, so Lamp was in Uncle. Well, not Uncle, but the chest under it. Yeah, so I'm thinking the progression's somewhere on the mountain. So they got mountain access. Yeah, they have Hera access, which is, I believe, full clearable because they have Lamp. Don't have East Death Mountain yet. Not logical access. Kind of waiting to see who's going to be the first one to take the first stab up into the mountain. Okay, Specs into Village of Outcasts. Okay, Arya getting their sword. Well, there's your Ice Rod in the chess game. That's kind of not what you're wanting to see since Turtle Rock is a pendant. Usually, if Turtle Rock's a pendant, a lot of times the Ice Rod's just somewhere easy to find. Not all the time. Sometimes the Ice Rock could just be in Ganon's Tower. Alright, Specs into Thieves Town. Alright, so looking like we have a mountain play here. Kantos with the first look at it. I'm almost thinking you're probably going to find flippers somewhere here, because that's the easiest way to give Dark World access in logic. Okay, well, that's the other glove. Okay, I guess that also works for Dark World access. Alright, the brewery with just the red boomerang. Alright, you're gonna pick up that lamp in just a moment. And I believe that looked like Ether. Ooh, hey, early Red Tunic. And C-shaped house. Okay, Kanto's going to... Yeah, okay, pick up that Ether medallion. Alright, nothing on Bumper Ledge. Yeah, so those mitts put most of the stuff in logic. It's just we're just missing the hammer at this point, as that's still not in logic. All right, first bottle of the game in the King's Tomb. Zeke picking up that hammer, and Kanto's gonna get our first look at Hera. Basement with nothing. And probably just a few repeat checks here of just, nothing. Empty drops and empty checks. Graveyard Ledge also had nothing. I think the only new thing so far is Hera. Okay, that's one item, alright. Red Cane, that's good. And Arya's just gonna go take out Aga 1. May as well. Got logical access to it, all the items, and you're going to need to get that fire rod. So, may as well do it at some point. Nice Moldorm fight there. Kantos. And, oh boy. Well, let's see. What do you want to do at this point? So that's our first crystal of anyone's side here. And I believe there's an item in the basement, so what does Kantos want to do here? No, you're gonna let go of it. We're not gonna deal with it. Floating item looked like it was nothing. I think it was another shield. Specs and Zeke picking up their Ether Medallion. Now, had Old Man not dropped the mitts, I probably would... I think they would have done Hera Basement because, in terms of logic, they may not have had any more checks to work with. Okay, Kanto's going for the Dark Death Mountain check. See if anything in all the mountain caves, so there's a whole bunch of checks there. As Arya gets about to approach Aga 1, see how many blue balls we'll be dealing with today. Yeah, so Spect and Zeke in Hera. Let's see, Paradox Cave. At least the top of Paradox Cave, not much there. Yeah, I think everybody's checked in Dark World. Zeke, I'm not sure. No swords yet, so... But the other three – have, because both swords were in the Dark World. And Hookshot Cave in the bonk chest with... There's your flute. So that is hard required because of Mire. Pyramid Ledge, nothing. I mean, it's probably fair enough to abandon the basement, given you got the old man gave mitts, so that opens up a lot of, basically all the dark world. Many of the checks there, so they're gonna bet on the high density. But it looks like Zeke is going back in, so I'm gonna get a look at that basement. Alright, catfish with nothing. Okay, so the bottom of Paradox just had some money and a heart container. Alright, so Kanto's taking that flute. Let's see if Mire is... That looked to be Quake. So it's really the two medallions they don't have, so Ether is just there. Oh boy. Oh, Zeke being rewarded with that check there. So that is a bow in the basement of Hera, so... And then that is, pods of crystal. You're gonna have to find it. Yeah, so if in the extreme case that the other bow is in Ganon's tower, that is a potential big advantage for Zeke right there. Because the others are high chance gonna last locate that Hera basement. I mean, Arya hasn't gone into Hera, so still has we can see what he'll do when he gets there. And the Spec's going to pick up their flute. And Spec's going for the hover. Let's see if this pays off any. Nice hover there. Not much there. And Specs gets rewarded for that. There's your tempered sword. It's just like well worth the effort. He kind of made that hover look a bit easy. Got everything on the first try there. Because I cannot think hovers are easy to do in general because it's the timing of that. Well rewarded for Hookshot Cave, pretty much full clearing that. Alright, Sick Kid with nothing. Nice land mullet fight there. Picking up their second crystal. And Speck's about to finally get that lamp. Kind of put everything back in logic, because with the flute on Dark Death Mountain, you know you gotta find the lamp somewhere. And that's your logical Death Mountain access. And you're gonna need that for logical for Aga 1. I don't believe Myershed had anything. I think it was just a blue boomerang. So, still looking for the other two medallions. And Zeke going through... Take a look at Spike Cave. Nope, nothing there. Yeah, you're gonna have to hope the TR doesn't have something you need in it. If it has something like hook shot, that's it's gonna be bad, because then you're gonna need all the Bombos and Quake in, and Quake you need it anyway for just Mire access. So it looks like we're going to be seeing more people going into Aga 1, because we're going to need that fire rod, so you might as well just clear this all out at this point. So I think the only thing we don't have in logic is the hammer. We still need to find flippers for that. I mean, that would kind of suck if, say, if Pod had flippers, because that would logically force a double dip Pod, since you have to come back after you get the hammer. Alright, Arya, going through Tower of Hera. Now we can see if you will do the basement after. Because you're probably going to want that bow. And again, at this point, it's just everyone's just rerunning through checks. We got a couple of people taking on Agar 1. Zeke going through Desert. And let's see, Arya just getting that small key from Moldorm. And nope, he's going back in. So he will be rewarded for that move. So at this point, I don't think nobody's even looked at the pod area yet. I mean, Eastern, I don't think had anything. Pod itself hasn't been dipped yet. I'm not even sure if anybody looked at Skull Woods yet. Skull Woods, Thieves Town. I mean, it's penned in Thieves Town, but maybe at least look at the front 4 chests or something. Oh, maybe that might have been checked. Maybe somebody checked that already. I don't remember if somebody actually checked the front of Thieves. Yeah, I think it was like 2 items in the front, if I remember. I'm actually remembering it. I don't think there was anything in the front for it. And going to the back, that's gonna be hard sell there. Only 2 items, and it's not even the green pendant. So unless it's a pet seed by chance. Yeah, that would be pretty bad if like Backup Thieves has flippers. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen like say Pendant Thieves and like Blind. You go all the way to the back to get it was like stuff like Ice Rod, required Ice Rod. That's pretty much a glass location at that point. Alright, getting our first look into Skull Woods. First item, just a heart container. Okay, well there's Quake. So you will need that. That's already both items out of Skull Woods. So that's good for Zeke. He's only gonna go back there to clear out the level once he does Aga. I want to get that fire rod. And I believe that's a fully clearable mire at this point. Got everything you need, I believe. Okay, Arya giving our first look into pod. Now, at least it's crystal pod, so you're gonna have to do this at some point. I mean, it is full clearable. I mean, not in strict logic, but it is full clearable, so you're just gonna go through the whole thing. Yeah, first just being the small key, so at least you can go a bit further. I mean, usually the front is just a whole bunch of keys. And we already found the big key as well. And a nice moth fight there from Kantos. Be picking up their third crystal. And it's gonna have to make sure to go to back to the front of Skull Woods to get the goods from there. Alright, nothing in pods so far. I believe that's 4 small keys. And Arya looks like to just rush the back first. And a nice quick Landmo fight on Spec's side. Picking up their second crystal. And Zeke finally getting into Hide Cave, picking up that sword, and hopefully we'll be making our way to Stumpy. Kanto's picking up their Quake Medallion. Alright, Helmasaur down on Arya's side for their second crystal. And nope, nothing on Helmasaur. So obviously should be going back in to pick up the stuff in the back of Pod. And Kanto's taking that Quake Medallion. Gonna go for full clear of Meyer. So that was looked to be a pretty much a front-loaded pod. I think that looked like 5 keys in the big key. It's like all the stuff is stashed in the back. And an early big key in Meyer, but not really close to go mode at this point, so gonna have to go through the rest of the place to get all this stuff. Oh, okay. Alright. Oh. Flippers were in Pod, huh? So this seed was expecting you to double dip Pod. I mean, I just brought it up as a possibility that Flippers might be in Pod to force a double dip, and there it is. Oh, but there's the other sword in the Meyer cutscene chest. Yeah, so the whole flipper thing, everyone did. Fake flipper, water walk fake flipper into the waterfall fairy cave, so no one's losing any time from that. Normally, you'd have to go in the pod, get those flippers, and then get the hammer and then come back, and it's not that short of a return trip back to pod. Okay, so Myra's already cleared out of its 2 items. It was a heart container and the other sword. So I think in terms of go mode, it might just be the hook shot now. I think that's the only thing we don't know. Like, all the other stuff we have knowns. Like pod, people clearing out right now. Swamp, we just need that hook shot. Ice Palace is now in full logic. And again, Myers being cleared by our runners here. Yeah, so TR might not need to be dipped. Depends if that hookshot pops up somewhere. Yeah, now Specs and Cancels eventually are gonna have to go back to Hera Basement to get that bow, unless they find the other bow. Because otherwise, I'm not sure if they're possibly waiting to find the bow before they even dip into pod. Alright, so Victorious down on Cancels' end. So that should be, it looks like crystal number 4. Yeah, good thing they found that Temper Sword. That really, the difference between Master Sword and Temper Sword is like a lot. Like everywhere you go, like boss fights, Ganon, etc. It's just very evident how much difference that makes. Whereas Tempered to Gold isn't nearly as extreme. It helps a little bit, but it's not as dramatic. Okay, Cantos into Ice Palace. We know it's in logic, so he's doing just did a fake flipper in there, which he's gonna have to find those flippers anyway. So he obviously knows that flippers are not going to be in Ice Palace, so he's gonna have to look elsewhere. But maybe could figure out where that hook shot is. Now, Specs, I think, went straight to the back after getting that big key, so I would think he would go back in, given you're still missing flippers, still missing a bow, hook shot, so still enough items missing that might um, convince him to go back in. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so picking up those small keys in ice. Yeah, I'm trying to get the logic. I don't think this is hookshot locked with that key there. Yeah, Hair Basement's just one of those really ugly checks. It's basically like the coffee break room, so you just have to wait like a good minute and a half for those all those tiles to finish in the room. It's just not that appetizing to have to. If you're, it's more if you're close to go mode, then it's easier to skip it. I mean, early on, if you've got a lot of checks remaining, then you might be able to make a stronger argument to just, I'm just going to go in there, check it. I'm not even close to go mode type of thing. And a nice moth fight on Arya's end. Hair Basement had the bow. Or at least one of the bows. I don't know where the other one is yet. And a nice cold stare fight there. Okay, just a heart container on cold stare. Ice Rod, I believe, was in Treasure Chest game. So it's kind of surprising only one person's really explored Village of Outcasts. I mean, given Thieves Town is a pendant, that's probably kind of dissuading him from doing most of the other runners from doing anything in that area. So Specs making their way through Ice Palace. Yeah, okay, there's that Ice Rod in the Treasure Chest game. Specs making their way through Ice Palace with that gold sword. Should be pretty simple to get through this place. Arya's Admire. Zeke going through Pod. Just has to remember to go get that fire rod, and probably can do it just before going into. We'll probably just have to make another trip back to Skull Woods, just mirror, get that fire rod. And again, everyone's pretty much running through each other's checks at this point. So while we're at it, don't forget to give a follow to all our restream runners here. Specs, Arya Sark 2942, Zeke Highwind, and Cantos, putting on a great show for us. Getting through this open boot seed, and our two trackers today, Artaro and Kif. I don't believe Ice Palace had anything of note. So kind of can just rush through this. Okay, looking like we got a beginning of a Smith chain from Cantos' end. Yeah, it's still really got to hope they find the other bow, because Hera Basement is probably not in the front of their minds at this point. Alright, so we're gonna see what this purple chest has. Nope, nothing there, so I think Smith chain is pretty much coming up empty. Yeah, they're gonna have to hope that the other bow is not in, like, GT or pedestal or some rather ugly place, because that is not going to be a good place to look for that. Actually, pedestal can't have the other. Well, no, it can have the other bow, I believe. Yeah, because you got the Hera Basement bow is in Logic, so that second bow can be anywhere. So a locked bow or GT is really ugly for that ugly spot to have it. So looks like that yeah, so Specs, Arya, and Cantos, I believe each at 5 crystals. Okay, Arya going to Ice Palace. And Specs finally making the go into Pod. Is only going to find the flippers there, so not going to have that bow. You're going to have to figure out where else to look for that. Trying to remember, where was Bombos? I actually might have missed that. Don't remember where Bombos was. Yeah, Zeke hasn't picked up those swords yet. We gotta really be careful now. There we go. Zeke has to hopefully remembers to go to Stumpy at some point. At least get one sword there. Hasn't done Meyer. That's fine. That's where another sword is, and then the other one is logically hookshot locked, and hookshot cave for the other sword. All right, Cantos is making her way, getting that bow out of her basement. Okay. So that is a good time to do that before doing pod. I'm trying to imagine where Hookshot could be in this seed. Because I believe Pedestal is still in play. Because the Hookshot, the only dungeon it's relevant for is Swamp. Okay, yeah, there was that Bombos. Kind of missed that check on the other runners. Just get that so fast. I forgot it was in the dark room of Pod. So, kind of curious to see who's gonna potentially make the first move into Swamp, or versus a TR play. Because Turtle Rock is full clearable in logic. Alright, so that's Crystal number 6 for Arya. Let's see where he wants to go to next here. Gonna follow up in TR, or possibly try a hookless Swamp and hope that you could just spike go mode as you're moving along. Yeah, it looks like I think Arya's gonna route in Swamp, do Smith Chain. I'm guessing Smith Chain, and it's just gonna route that down. Purple Chest, Bombos, Tablet, and then into Swamp. Let's see if that's the case. Okay, yeah, Great Fair Ledge, that's fine. You might as well get that out of the way. I had nothing on it, so... But definitely want to. You don't want to forget this check because it's just out of the way. All right, first look into Pendant Turtle Rock. And again, Specs needs to remember to go back to Hera unless the other bow is in here. And there we go, Zeke cleaning up Vitreous. Getting their 4th crystal. Yeah, gotta make sure. Probably don't want to be staying with that fighter sword for too long. Get at least one sword, or actually a couple swords. Gotta go back into Mire here. Okay, that's good. So should be getting the sword in Mire. I mean, this seat could still get pretty evil in terms of where that hookshot can be. I mean, you could have, say, a blind ped pull to give you, say, the book, and then you got to go to a tablet. Oh yeah, so you can't do tablets. Yeah, you need the book for that. So you get a blind ped pull into the book, and then that like gives you maybe, say, a shovel. You know, max out those fetch quests. Shovel into hookshot. I mean, that's probably the meanest this seed could get if it goes that way. So far, nothing in Turtle Rock. And I'm not even sure if anyone's even gone to the back of Thieves Town yet. And again, it's just for a pendant, so it just doesn't look that appetizing. It's going to be getting close to last location before they consider doing those checks into pendants. And Zeke finally upgraded that sword. You know, maybe if Zeke does like Smith Chain or something, can route Stumpy into that and get the Tempered Sword out of that. Okay, Specs, that is just dirt luck right there. That is a big bailout. Picking up the other bow, Pendant TR. So yeah, Hair Basement, that's not looking at that anymore. So definitely not getting those silvers. An absolute bailout right there. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if that bow is locked. I mean, the mirror was free, and I'm trying to think of anything. I don't think the bow really locked anything else. Because Helmasaur only had a heart piece. Yeah, okay, so I think Pod. I want to say there were 2 keys on the right, because the front was very front loaded with small keys. So I think the right side had 2 small keys. And a nice, clean next fight. You might as well get that green pendant. You know, you never know, it might actually pan out into the hook shot or something. Which would actually give Specs quite a potential advantage here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't think he's going to do Hair Basement now. You only need 1 bow. He's got Gold Sword. Ganon's not really that big of an issue. Okay, there's that Temper Sword for Zeke. And I think we might be getting our first look into the back of Thieves Town. Okay, green pendant, turn just another bottle. I don't think Eastern had anything. It's been... well, I don't remember how many items are in there, actually. If there was still an item missing. But at least as I saw, I don't think Eastern had anything. But let's see. Let's see what these Armos have. Oh, nope, just another bottle. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so Eastern was not the answer. And I'm starting to think about... Pet Pull's gonna be the last thing on their minds at this point. I mean, we're still scratching our heads with where's that hook shot? I'm starting to run a little low on checks, if it's a Agape, yeah, that'd be an all dungeon. That'd be a full dungeon. I mean, even finding the book might actually be of some use. I would actually just check Ped at that point just to make sure. Yeah, so if Pedestal ends up being the answer, it's gonna be a full all dungeon, like a true all dungeon, because you had to do Aga 1. You couldn't even skip that. Okay, so Kanto's probably gonna be making their way into TR as well. I would think it's gonna pick up those silvers, since not in go mode yet. Oh man. All right, so a Thieves Town missed. Let's see, TR only had it had the other bow, but otherwise I don't think anything else was in there. Green Pendant was nothing. Eastern had nothing, so I think the pendants by themselves, not much outside of that extra bow. And Specs, I'm wondering if Specs might consider a blind pet pull at this point. I mean, you've done TR already. Eastern's not too hard to run through, and even Thieves Town isn't too bad to just dash through that place. So, starting to think of a blind pet pull here. Okay, so Arya probably gonna give us our first look into Swamp. See if is it just Hookless Swamp, vanilla hook shot, or something like that. And if Hookshot is not in Swamp, then you really have to start getting worried about Pedestal. I'm pretty sure Arya's gonna... Yeah, you have to do the whole thing, left side swamp and all that, unless the hookshot just pops up somewhere earlier. So pretty much would have to be in the compass room. Or if they get the big key and you just go into that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the runners are not really liking to have to run through pendant dungeons here. And then pretty much finding nothing in them. Alright, so here's left side swamp play. And yeah, if nothing is here, I'm really starting to get worried about, like, something bizarre like pedestal to book to shovel to hookshot or some sort of weird chain like that. And you want to maximize the trolliness of this seed. Alright, Cantos be picking up their silver arrows. Definitely not going to turn that down. I mean, to be honest, I think we're actually running out of checks here between the runners. I don't think there's much else that hasn't been checked yet. Oh, that's just a dirty spot for that, okay? Oh boy. There's your hook shot, and left side swamp. So that, I believe, is go mode for Arya. Arya start 2942 at 122. So I think in this case, the mindset, actually the best mindset would have been just to go with the dungeon clears in mind, like you're clearing crystal dungeons, and then you just go into swamp, hoping that the hook shot's in here, like, and just abandon all the pendants. I mean, that would have been the like the most optimal play. You never, because I don't think pendants outside of that bow and mimic cave, the pendants didn't really have anything. Okay, well, there's your book. It's kind of not needed anymore. There's really not much left. The book is not going to give any value. Trying to figure out which swords Arya's missing. I know the one in Hookshot Cave, and then the other sword, I'm not sure. I don't remember if he full cleared Mire or not. Yeah, in this case, Green Pendant had nothing. I think it was just a bottle. But it looks like we might be getting a blind pet pull here. Oh, yeah, there's that other shield from Argus. Okay, so I'm assuming he's gonna buy some potions, hoping that he will stop by Hookshot Cave, because there's still a few checks in there that couldn't get, and it might be worth a quick peek in there, because it's gonna pay off big for him. Yeah, Arya definitely not going to be picking up silvers. At this point, it would not be worth the time. And the amount of time it's going to take to get to that spot is probably more than how much silver arrows would save. Yeah, outside of spoiler logs, you pretty much, yeah, you don't know. You pretty much usually just go with density, and it got to the point here where none of these checks were looking good. You're either doing pendants, hookless, swamp, and other like not so desirable checks. So you just kind of pick one and go with it, see where it goes. I mean, it's not like the spoiler races where you do know where everything is. It's just at that point it's trying to create a route, the best route you can get. Swords, let's see, Hype Cave had one, Stumpy, the Mire cutscene chest, and Hookshot Cave have all the swords. So let's see if Arya's gonna stop by Hookshot Cave here. Alright, there we go. It's a good move there. Now, he is going to be very glad to see that sword, because that really simplifies Ganon, because he's not going to have silvers. So having a just tempered sword, that already cuts at least a few minutes off. Oh yeah, okay. So Arya's just about right about to enter GT here, so you realize he was already got the seventh crystal. So, all right, into GT. So, all right, what do we got here? Okay, checks 1 and 2. Okay, got small key, so it's going to continue full right. And specs, here we go. Blind pet pull. And nope, nothing much there. Just a heart container. I mean, yeah, we probably knew it really couldn't be anything, because we already got silvers, we got gold sword, red veil. I mean, maybe the most it could have been would have been like half cost magic. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's your bug net. Yeah, I think shovel was still out there, but you don't really care about that. I believe all the shields are known, so. Okay, another small key. Okay, so that is check number 7. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he got silvers. Alright, so Specs making the play into Swamp, and actually, he might not even have anywhere else to go. Oh, I think that was your, if I saw correctly, was a green 20. Yeah, green 20 in GT, so in theory your boots were in GT, so luckily our runners here were given the boots. Otherwise you'd be walking throughout this entire seed. Alright, Kanto's also going for their blind pet. Alright, there's your shovel. And still no big key yet. Oh, please don't say it's gonna be in, like, tile room here. So far it is at... I believe we're at 17, so now it's 18 coming up. Getting to Bob's chest here, which I believe is check 18, because I think the compass side was already checked. Oh, here we go. The dream is still alive. Going down here, Ice Arm goes for 19 through 21. And okay, not quite. Check number 20. Yeah, that's almost full checks for that big key there. Alright, so Spec and Kantos both in Swamp. Gonna be getting that hook shot in just a little bit. So I think, yeah, Specs and Kantos are going to be doing Oops All Dungeons. And I think Zico's also doing that because all he has left for it's going to be just 2 crystals. Alright, Specs getting that hook shot into go mode. Let's see if we probably will pick up the book along the way, because maybe thinking that, you know, silver arrows are still out there. But we know where the other bow he's missing is. Alright, so Arya up, going through the gauntlet. And making quick work of that. No, Specs will pass up on the book, which is fine. It really has no value now. Okay, Cancel's about to begin that hook shot in just a few moments. Specs on Argus, and Arya making the way up towards the top of GT. Might check the chest at the top to see if again the other sword or silvers might be lying up here. You know, half-cost magic would be a, you know, you wouldn't turn that down. Get that safety. And nope, yeah, he's just gonna go right on. Not gonna care. Yeah, Temper Sword should be enough as long as you can get Torch Glitch. Oh, hey, well, you know, there's the Cane of Burna at the top of GT. So that's pretty much a full inventory, at least what we've seen, because we know silvers. I think the only thing we don't know is a bottle. One of the bottles. I mean, that could be on, like, the shovel dig spot. Because I think we do know the shields, because one shield was on the floating island, I believe. And it's a nice Aga 2 fight there. Zeke really preemptively blowing up the pedestal, and it's going to be for good reason here. Just getting that heart container from the pedestal. So I think only Arya did not do this blind ped pull. Actually, I think only did Thieves Town and then went to Swamp. Yeah, I don't think there are that many checks left in the game. We've pretty much got almost everything. There's a little bit of GT that wasn't cleared yet. I think a tile room, a couple chests at the top of GT, the big chest. Let's see what else. Maybe the shovel spot, shovel dig spot. Okay, Arya onto phase 3 of Ganon. Alright, Specs starting to make their way through GT. Yeah, there's no real fast way. You just have to go pretty much get down to the ice armos to get that big key. Yes, yeah, so get the hint there, arrows on Death Mountain, which in this case is Mimic Cave. So since that's considered a light Death Mountain check, light world. Hopefully Arya has a backup. Okay, has that blue potion backup there. And there we go, Ganon going down. Arya start getting through that fight. Not too much trouble there. And alright, get your GGs in chat for Arya Start 2942. Finishing up this race here. Okay, I was just getting that race room up. So Arya Start 2942 finishing race time GG time 1:39:34. So that's first on Restream and first place overall. So GG's. Alright, so Specs and Cantos both in GT right now. Going to be making their way towards that big key in the Ice Armos basement. And Zeke going in Swamp. I'm trying to think if that's pretty much close to last location at this point to pick up that hook shot. Yeah, there's that hook shot for Zeke. Put him in go mode. And looking like we are joined in the chat. Arya Start 2942. GG's.
GG's. Good to talk to you again, Pixcalibur. It's been a long time.
Okay, so so this seed, so what did you think of it?
I'm totally shocked at the end result. That's for darn sure. It was that was a weird seed. Very weird seed. It was like, yeah, it's mostly a jet except for the awful hookshot location, I guess.
Yeah, I think of our people on the restream. You're probably the only person who did not blind pull ped. All the
Really.
other three blind pull ped.
I mean, I was literally down to just pick a dungeon. Just I think all that I had left after I beat all the crystals I could. I cleared the overworld. I intentionally didn't go into Thieves, just so that if I was to dip it, I was going to commit to beat it, which I did and didn't have anything. But yeah, it was like Thieves, Pendant, Eastern, go back up the mountain for Pendant Turtle Rock, or go into Swamp and hope to get lucky, and got lucky, I guess. But it could have easily been anywhere else on pedestal. I don't know. It was one of those ones where you're on a hunt and it can just be pretty much any of those many places. And yeah, from what you say, I guess I got fortunate in that going to Swamp before those pendant dungeons was the answer.
Yeah, as you said, it easily could have been. I mean, I was thinking of like worst case scenario would have been pedestal having, say, the book. And the book, you had to go to tablets. It would have given you the shovel, and then the dig spot would have had the hook shot. I mean, because I think I've seen that before, and it's just an awful siege when you see that. So, luckily in this case, hook shot was left side swamp, which is already pretty bad, and then the book was there, and then shovel was just in the GT. So,
yeah, basically, it kind of just came down to the fact that hey,
there's that half cost magic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I kind of would have liked it, but it's a decent enough spot to not need it, fortunately. But yeah, also silvers. I see silvers on a couple people's signs. That would have been nice too. That's the only reason I went into Hookshot Cave when I went back up, because I'm just hoping to spike something.
Yeah, because I was looking like, okay, you got Hookshot, you're going to GT. I'm thinking, okay, you should go into Hookshot to clear that out, because I mean, we know that a sword was in there, so I think that might have been better than silvers on average. So
yeah, absolutely in that situation.
And yeah, just for when you saw the clue, you probably could figure out where the silver, the other bow was.
Oh, I totally zoned out. I saw they said Death Mountain.
Yeah, Mimic Cave.
Cave. Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't getting that. So,
no.
Because you were in go mode already, and
yeah.
The time it would have taken to get that is way more than you would have saved.
Yeah, I didn't even look back at my tracker at that point when he said the hint, because I was just trying to make sure I hit the torch glitch there. And yeah, that's the only place it could have been, because it would have said on a tablet if it was on Ether tablet. Jeez.
Yeah, Ether tablet was also been Death Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't in Swamp, I was going to TR. I was going to full clear that and then play the green pendant into Eastern. Eastern was going to be the last location for no real reason other than I just would not have wanted to go back one more time after doing Turtle Rock. But none of them felt good, I'll just say that. None of those options felt good in the least.
Yeah, the pendant dungeons really had nothing outside of TR having the other bow, which I believe bailed Specs out because he did not do Hera Basement. So
that's right. Hera had had two things.
That had the other bow.
Yeah.
So you and I think Zeke went in there early. You went back in to get that. So that was and then luckily all of you did the fake flippers at the beginning to get that hammer, because the seed actually expected you to double dip pod.
Yep. Yeah, that was something I was definitely thinking about. Like, a lot of stuff was open, but it was also hammer locked down. Like, the hammer's not in logic. The hammer's not in logic. Just keep that in mind. I mean, I'm still going to beat pod because I can beat pod, but, you know, try my best to keep the sequence in my head, which isn't always easy when you find an early key item out of logic like that.
And so yeah, Specs getting that clue with find the silvers in Tower of Hera, and he should know right away where that is. That was going to be the last location.
Yeah, at that point there was a decent amount of stuff available, but again, like, I was not really comfortable leaving Hera Basement, and I wanted to clear out Spike Cave on that trip too, just to limit the amount of trips up the mountain if possible. Which turned out to work out, but you know.
Being thorough in this case really helped. And okay, there we go. Specs has taken down Ganon. So get your GGs in chat for Specs finishing up this race. Okay, so he is going to have a finishing race time GG time 1:48.34. So second on restream and second place overall. And as we get more people trickling in, Cantos is on Ganon. Zeke making their way through GT. Okay, Cantos phase 3. Yeah, so okay, so you got more people kind of drifting in at this point. So yeah, you finished a good 9 minutes ahead, and I think part of that is just you didn't do all the pendants.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just got fortunate with that roulette.
Okay, joined in chat by Specs. GG's.
GG's, Specs.
Thank you, GG's area. Good job on first place in this race. That's really good.
Thank you. GG's to you.
All right, so Specs, what did you think about this one?
Yeah, this seed, I could have made some better decisions, but I mean, this one also was like, the way any non-Kisani mode can go. Like, it's hard to figure out what the last what item or two is. Could have done Hera Basement and had another boat early. Definitely reasons I could have definitely done Swamp sooner for the hook shot. Like, it's just one of those ones you gotta pick. There's lots of good options. Arguably, I should have done Hera Basement earlier. That's probably the bigger one. But yeah, is what it is.
Yeah, this is one of those seeds that, I mean, of course, in 2020 hindsight, it's easy to see which way to go. But I mean, that hook shot could have been in any number of places. Once you're getting to these checks, it could have been independent, it could have been pedestal, tablet, the dig spot, because we didn't have those shovel booked yet at that point. So easily could have been in any one of those. And let's say Hookless Swamp would have ended up being a time loss, and let's say one of those pendants would have been the right decision. So it could have been anything with a different seed.
Yeah, exactly. And so I hit a point. I'm just like, I can pick. Because I never did Hera Basement, Spike, or Catfish. I did everything else for GT, and I did almost all of GT. And so I was just like, I have no way to since this is a group race and not a 1v1. I'm not gonna try to meta and be like, I'm gonna go here first because I think nobody did it. Instead, this is a group race, and someone will do Eastern early, someone will do Swamp before me, someone will do Catfish before me, someone will do Hera Basement before me. I might as well just try to clean this up as well as I can. Just pick some choices, and what happens. But I mostly played well, minus a few spots. So yeah, the GG's area, that's really impressive.
Yeah. Okay, so get some more times here. So Cantos finishing third on restream and sixth place overall, 149.53. In between, after Specs, it was just a bunch of people in between. So Shire, 148.47, Dapper Wardman, 149.01, Death Taxes N64, 149.36, and then again Cantos, 149.53. and Zeke has decided to put in the forfeit, and everyone's in chat right now. So, hey, GG's to all of you.
Thank you. GG.
Yeah, this seed was just it ended up just being like last locationing. Oops, all dungeon. Pretty much
Hard last location hook shot. Hard
Yeah.
last location GT big key.
Yeah, it was GT Picky and Ice Armor's basement. It's just most of the other items were fine except for that hook shot. Pretty much inventory is like all filled up except for I think one bottle. That's like the only thing that's not known.
Fourth bottle is on Highlight Island.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that. Okay, so really everything was known because the shield was on the floating island.
Floating Island and Zora. Cane of Burna is missing on my end.
That was top of GT.
Okay.
Book was in swamp, waterfall rooms. But yeah, I think everybody else was known. So
Yep. I figured if the rest of the research's done, I might as well forfeit and not hold up everybody.
yeah, this is just a daily open, so it's not like there's no like tournament implications here. It's just to have a bit of fun playing this. There's no real stress here.
I stopped having fun about time I was going into swamp, I'll admit.
I think everyone's just once you get into this last location stuff, it's just like I just want to be done with this.
I pulled Ped, I did Green Pendant. If I could have hovered, I'd have hovered Hookshot Cave looking for a hookshot for fun. Even though that wouldn't work, I just can't hover. I do it for fans.
Because I was thinking the worst scenario would have been like pedestal into like book to shovel to hookshot, something that wicked.
The speed gaming chat special.
So luckily it didn't pan out there, but still, pretty much last locationing, and I would think a lot of the runners pretty much did Oops All Dungeon on this.
I thought about Hookless Swamp when I was going to Village, and then I pulled an Ice Rod. And I was like, suddenly pedestals in play. And Hookless Swamp is so slow. And there's a clearable dungeon on the mountain now. So
luckily everybody started. This was open boots. Imagine if this was just open and no boots. And I don't know if the picture. I don't know if boots were boots in GT. I had to watch the video again to make sure. But
they were a GT map room.
Oh yeah, so I was the 20. Oh yeah, so so this scene would have been just walking the whole time. Oh, that would have been like really painful for everyone.
Yeah. GG's Aria, nicely done hitting the route on this one.
Oh, thank you. Got a little bit lucky, did thieves, but not the other two pendants, so I think that's really the only difference.
Which did you get Hera Basement bow?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
I did Hera Basement and Spike Cave when I was up there the first time, just to be comprehensive, and got fortunate.
No, that's fine. Doing types of checks can pay off, being more thorough. So definitely paid off in that one. Yeah.
GG's, I'm gonna go find dinner. So thank you, Speed Gaming. Thank you, Pixcalibur, for commentating. Thank you, Kif and Arteril, for tracking. Have a great night, everybody.
Great night.
All right.
Yeah, I'll say the same. Yeah, Arteril and Kif, thanks for tracking. Pixcalibur, thanks for tracking this. Or not tracking, calming this, kind of long race. And Kantos, Area, and Zeke, and everyone else, thanks for the race. It was
GG.
Not the best seed, but still fun to play rando.
We all love rando.
Yeah, GG's to all. But yeah, that's the beauty of the rando. Just never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, looking at some of these CRs, and this seed, pretty much you were last locationing, full clearing stuff. This really high CR rates here.
I think the seed isn't too bad if you go in swamp first.
Do
Yeah,
her basement,
yeah.
hook with swap. You good to go?
For me, at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
Yeah, the optimal would have been if you just ignore all dependents and just
Yeah.
you do Hera basement and then go hook with swamp. Like you're thinking, okay, I'm just gonna do crystals and then if swamp, I'm gonna go there, hope I can spike hook shot and just clear it after that.
Yeah.
And
But
for this
Tiara-
particular seed,
Tiara was green pendant. At this point, you can rely on ped, so why not do Chieftain, right? Then you go
Yeah.
Crescent and you got it. Let's locate. It's so much
and
fun.
I mean, and the book was you wouldn't have been able to get the book to help you because it was in the back
Yeah,
of
of
the swamp,
course.
so it was just in a spot that you couldn't get that info. Okay, so any other thoughts you guys have on this seed?
Mm, it
From me,
was-
just echoing what everybody else said. Thank you so much for the restream. Thank you,
Yeah, thank you.
Giff and Arturo, for tracking. It was awesome to come with you earlier, Pixcalibur. Thanks for coming this too. And hope everyone has a great night.
You too. GG, Arya.
Okay, so wrapping up this daily race open boots. Again, thanks to our restreamers, Specs, Artistark 2942, Zeke, Highwind, and Cantos. GG's all you. It was a good race. A lot of pretty much you had to be very thorough on this. It's otherwise everyone did very well. Again, GG's to all. And also thanks to Artaro and Kif for tracking. Had to keep all the buttons. Pretty much had to light up the entire tracker for most of the racers or restreamers here. And thanks to the chat, Speak Game 5. And should be pretty much done with this. I am Pixcalibur, and we'll see you guys in the next race.